हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हो? आपका स्वागत है त्रिपाण स्टडी सेंटर में। आज जो हम करने जा रहे हैं कक्षा 12वीं के लिए जो है सीबीएसई के अंतर्गत एनसीईआरटी के बुक के जो है पॉलिटिकल साइंस के चैप्टर नंबर 4, जो कि काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है। इस चैप्टर में अल्टरनेटिव सेंटर ऑफ पावर का है, जिसमें सत्ता के वैकल्पिक केंद्र के रूप में है। ये चैप्टर काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है। इसके अंतर्गत हम कुछ क्वेश्चन को लेंगे जो कि एग्जाम व्यू से काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण रहेगा, और ये क्वेश्चन पे हम प्रकाश डालेंगे और जानेंगे हर एक छोटी बात, और इस हर एक बात के जो है विस्तार पूर्वक समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। लेकिन क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करने से पहले एक बात जो मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, जिसको आपको सोचना भी चाहिए, विचार भी करना चाहिए, इवन अमल भी करना चाहिए, वो ये है कि जब भी वीडियो देखिए पूरा देखिए, क्योंकि अधूरा जानकारी सदैव खतरनाक होता है। साथ में एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये भी रहता है, अगर आप पहली बार वीडियो देख रहे हो तो लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना, क्योंकि दोस्तों लाइक कीजिएगा तो बनाने वाले का मनोबल बढ़ता है, सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा तो इससे ये होता है कि जब भी मैं कोई वीडियो डालूंगा उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको समय रहते मिल जाएगा। और देखिए, शेयर का मतलब ये होता है कि आपके थ्रू ना जाने किन बच्चों को हेल्प मिल जाए, ये आप भी नहीं जानोगे, इसलिए जो है आप शेयर जरूर करो, ठीक है। व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पे भी लगाओ। दोस्तों एनएसएस सेंटर जो कई मानने में बहुत से बच्चों के लिए हेल्पफुल है, चाहे वो 8th क्लास हो, 9th 10th 11th 12th हो, चाहे वो एनआईएस बोर्ड के बच्चे हों, ठीक है, चाहे बीए एमए के बच्चे हो, सभी क्लासों के लिए कुछ ना कुछ जो है त्रिपाण एनएसएस सेंटर में उपलब्ध है। तो इसलिए आपके लिए ज़रूरी है कि आप सब्सक्राइब करके इसको चैनल को जो है सेव कर लो, नहीं तो बाद में अगर रिसर्च करोगे तो शायद आपको ये चैनल प्राप्त ना हो। तो इसलिए सोचना नहीं, विचार नहीं करना है, सब्सक्राइब करके जो है अपने पास सेव करना है। दोस्तों ये तो बात था आपके लिए, लेकिन आप देखते हैं हमारा आज टॉपिक क्या है। Next fifth question is the most important here. Examine the changing the Indo-China relation. You know that there's the most important point here. Examine the changing Indo-China relations here. You know that for the India-China relation is the most important for the national level. The Indian-China relation examined are there below. First of all, a friendly relation. Friendly relation is the most important here. After the Chinese Revolution in 1949, India was one of the first country to recognize the communist government. You know that there is a friendly relations here. After the Chinese Revolution in 1949, India was one of the first countries to recognize their communist government. And secondly here, Prime Minister Nehru and Chinese as a Premier Jose Inolis adopted a Panchashil. Panchashil is the most important here. The Chinese is here, Nehru, Prime Minister Nehru, and the Chinese Premier Zhou Enlil is adopted their Panchashil here. The 5 principles of peacefully coexistence on the 29 April 1954. The next year, the Chinese invasion and strained relation. This is important here. The Chinese invasions and strained relations. The first of all here, China annexed the Tibet in 1950, and thus the remove as a historical buffer between the two countries here. You know that there is the Chinese is inventions and strained relations here, and the Tibetan spirituals is a leaders. Dalai Lama has Southeast alliance in India is 1959. China alleged that India was allowing anti-China activity in India. This is a very strained relations here. And the boundary as a deputy there arose between the two countries over Akasai China area in the Ladakh and region of NEFA in the eastern region. This is important here, the invention and strained relations here. The boundary depths led to a massive Chinese invasion in the October 1962. Finally, China declared a unilateral ceasefire, but the relation between the two countries remained strained. And conflict of 1962 and the post-Cold era mark a major change in the Indo-China relation. Indo-China conflict of 1962. In here, 1962, there is awarded depth regarding to the territorial claim in the Arunachal Pradesh, and the Akasai Chinese made Indians suffer military wars here, and this had impact on the relation between the both of them. This is the most important point here. In 1962, the board adopted regarding to the territory claim in the Arunachal Pradesh, and Akasai Chinese is a made India suffer military reserves here. Till 1976, no progress was seen in the betterment of their relations. It's important. Till the 1976, no progress was seen in their betterment of their relation, but after that, they improved slowly. That improved slowly. The change in the Chinese as a leadership allowed to the both country, the both countries to improve their relations. The change the Chinese leadership allowed to the both country to improve their relation. Border issue revolution was also started in the 1981. It's important. Indo-China relation after the Cold War, end of the Cold War marked a various change in their relationship between India and China. Both India and China consider themselves as a rising power in international politics. That is important. Indo-China relation after the Cold War, end of the Cold War, a mark various changes in the relationship between the India and China. Both India and China consider themselves rising power in international politics here. After the visit of Rajiv Gandhi in 1988, both governments tried to be a maintenance peace and silence on the border. This is an important point here. After the visit of Rajiv Gandhi in 1988, both governments tried to the maintenance of peace and silence on their border here. An agreement regarding the culture exchange and cooperation were signed. That is the most important effect here. Effort. There are agreements regarding culture exchange and cooperation were signed, and 4 border posts were also opened. 4 border posts were also opened, and trade between India and China grew at a 30% per year since 1999. It's the most important relation here. As increasing bilateral trade from the $338 billion in 1992 to more than $18 million in the 2006 was seen. India and China is following their same policy in international economics and institutions like to the World Trade Organizations here. This is important. The nuclear test by the India in 1998 created tension between the two, but the process of normalization was continually here, and no issue created problems between both the countries. Be it is a Pakistan as a nuclear program began to the associated by the China. The next point here, leaders from the both countries frequently visit each other as a nations, and this way there is becoming familiar with each other. And through on increasing in the transportations and communication link and working on the common economical interest here, and development of a sound of relation has been to taking place. This topic was till this. We will be do their next topic in the next part. If you like it, then please like, share, subscribe, and share the video as much as possible. Do not think subscribe and save in your mobile.